Mamlaka za hifadhi za wanyamapori nchini Thailand zinakabiliwa na tatizo la upokeaji rushwa kwa baadhi ya maofisa wa serikali. Mamlaka hizo zinalia na baadhi ya maofisa wa serikali ambao wamekuwa mstari wa mbele kushiriki katika biashara hiyo, jambo ambalo linakwamisha jitihada za vita dhidi ya ujangili. Haya yamewekwa wazi na meneja mradi wa shirika la kudhibiti usafirishaji haramu wa wanyamapori traffic la nchini Thailand, Monica Zavali, katika mahojiano maalum na waandishi wa habari za mazingira kutoka Tanzania walipotembelea jiji la Bangkok. Waandishi hao wako katika programu maalum iliyoratibiwa na chama cha waandishi wa habari za mazingira Tanzania JET kwa kushirikiana na shirika la kimataifa la RTI linalotekeleza mradi wa USAID Protect.
Of course, corruption is a challenge across every sector, and sometimes when we get informations or tip-offs to give to government agencies, these are not acted upon because of maybe some corrupted officials, or and this is a problem. Some countries have been actually taking a hard stance on fighting corruption, which is really encouraging. Say that, for example, for Tanzania, the current Tanzania government is very proactive to fight corruption and also really to fight wildlife trafficking. The national strategy to counter illegal wildlife trade in Tanzania that was developed a few years back. It's been a really great leading instrument for the country to fight this issue, and also the recent conviction of the famous Ivory Queen has been a proof of the strong willpower of Tanzania government for that. I think what would be really nice is to also, of course, the Ivory Queen has been a key high-level figure in the ivory syndicates that was operating in Tanzania. But as next steps, it would be good to see how investigation could actually continue to try to see and catch basically the partners that were working with her in Asia.
Pamoja na hilo, Monica ameongeza kuwa ili kuhakikisha mapambano dhidi ya ujangili yanafanikiwa, ni vyema kuwahusisha waandishi wa habari na majaji kwa kuwa ni miongoni mwa watu muhimu kwa masuala ya uhifadhi katika jamii.
Involving the media, it's key to fight wildlife trafficking. Media have the powers to really help raising awareness across the public, across government agencies and so on, and it's very important to sort of involve them in fighting wildlife trafficking. Our organizations have, especially in Asia, have done in the past capacity building trainings for local journalists. Recently in Myanmar, for example, to increase the awareness and the understanding of how the illegal trade is happening, the scale of the trade, and what kind of informations would be needed to report. I think more efforts need to be done to involve journalists even more in understanding the illegal wildlife trade and to report it. It's very important for them to know how to be cautious also on what information needs to be reported in order not to compromise investigations and sentences. But all these data that are sort of released are actually used by NGOs like Traffic and others to help building risk profiling, for example, or like a whole pictures on new emerging trends or understanding better modus operandi of trafficking networks. So your role is very important, and I think also from a donor's perspective, it would be very critical to allocate more funds to support journalists in, for example, exchange programs between regions, but also to support them on the longer term, for example, to give them enough time to work on longer stories that provide like a full picture, or maybe like follow up on court cases, so that the reporting doesn't stop at seizure point, but also provides stories on these wildlife syndicates, and will help raise the awareness of how critical this issue is. In East Africa, Traffic is actually running capacity building trainings with judges and prosecutors, really to also improve their capacity in sort of running investigations and prosecutions of wildlife trade offenders.
Kama ilivyo ada katika ulimwengu huu wa teknolojia, wafanyabiashara haramu ya wanyamapori wamebadili mwelekeo na sasa kuifanya biashara hiyo kupitia mitandao ya kijamii kama vile Facebook na mengineyo.
For example, Facebook or even WeChat, that is very so there is a social media platform used in China to do everything basically. It's also used by traffickers to sell these products. Normally they try to use closed groups, so it's hard for enforcement authorities to actually like monitor what goes on. There is also the use of key secret words to refer to some of these illegal products. A recent study that Traffic has done on monitoring on the illegal trade on online platform has also revealed that traffickers are now shifting to use of emoji or emojicon or icons to refer to these products instead of using words, because again investigators would use the word to search for these products, so it makes it even more difficult to monitor what's happening.
Mkurugenzi wa uhifadhi wa mfuko wa dunia wa kuhifadhi mazingira WWF Thailand, Arnold Sitompul, amesema sasa ni muda mwafaka kwa nchi hiyo kuachana na biashara haramu ya bidhaa zinazotokana na wanyamapori, japo bado ni changamoto kubwa kuitokomeza.
It's been going for many years that ivory is a part of traditional and culturally important for the people in Asia, and therefore the demand, particularly from the Asian country in China, is still high. And ivory can be used for many parts, right? Many things. For example, they put in the statue. They make it in the piano tools, for example, in Japan. So for a lot of stuff, and they believe it is very valuable because that create a pride personally. And I think that one of the issues that drives the demand of the ivory is still high, particularly in this certain level of the society in the Asian country.
Okay.
Well, this is going to be a very challenging process, and I think if we continue to campaign through various channels, through the governments, creating a good policy, working with the leaders, working with the public figure, for example, and then create the image that having the ivory is not something that you would like to do, because it's harm to the wildlife population on the other part of the world. And I think if you could introduce that message to the community or society at large, I still believe that we can change, and we still have time to do it.
Kwa upande wake, mkurugenzi wa chama cha waandishi wa habari za mazingira Tanzania JET, John Chikomo, alishukuru USAID kwa kuwawezesha waandishi kufanya habari za uchunguzi nchini Tanzania na Thailand, kwa kuwa waandishi wengi wanakosa uwezo wa kifedha wa kutekeleza majukumu ya namna hiyo.
The first one was limited time, but the second one is limited funds. Most of the media houses, they don't have funds to support journalists to go and do the coverage of investigative stories. But with all this, we really thank the USA Project in Tanzania that we've managed.
Kwa upande wake, afisa habari wa shirika la World Aid nchini Thailand, Rabia Mushtaq, anasisitiza kuwa wao wameamua kujikita katika kubadilisha mitazamo ya watu na tabia zao dhidi ya biashara haramu ya meno ya tembo kwa kufanya kampeni katika nchi mbalimbali, Tanzania ikiwemo, kwa kutumia watu maarufu kufikisha ujumbe katika jamii zao.
Talking about how we change behavior, we actually use partner with our media partners. We have different media partners. We also have our ambassadors. We use influential figures from the society. For example, in China we have Yao Ming, Jackie Chan. We have Prince William. In Thailand we use local celebrities. In Africa we use local celebrities. So we ask them to be the voice for wildlife, and they're the one asking the consumers to not use these products. And in China, we've seen, since we started our campaign in 2006, we campaigned for many years, and in 2011, the CITES Management Authority of China reported that the shark fin consumption was actually down by 80%. So that's a joint effort between Wild Aid and also other partner organizations and government organizations as well.
Pamoja na jitihada za kukomesha biashara haramu ya wanyamapori ulimwenguni kote, bado kunahitajika ushirikiano kati ya wanajamii, wahifadhi pamoja na wadau wengine ambao wanapaswa kujitolea kuwatunza na kuwalinda wanyamapori hao. Nikiripoti kutoka mjini Bangkok, ni mimi Sidi Mgumia.